I love, like, simultaneously being, like, big brain, intellectual, and also the dumbest
Also,
bitch
like,
I know.
puzzle. Can't do puzzle, please.
Okay.
Let's continue being put on trial.
That's what I love. I love being put on trial. I also want to explain and apologize for the fact that every time I was freaking out in combat because I've been watching a lot of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
You're like rude.
I was like, oh my god, that's literally so rude. That's how I was coping.
Sometimes we say things are rude to cope.
About a god of the North.
Sometimes we watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
The second
to
son
cope.
of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise.
Same.
He was fair of feature. He spoke fair words. He gave fair judgments. Light
Baldr,
shone
apparently.
from him. Only good things.
Which
were
just
told
makes me think of Baldur's
that
Gate.
he was the first of the gods.
Yeah,
to die.
I think the name also might ring a bell from God of War.
It's like Baldr.
Yeah, well, because God of War 4 has like a Norse mythology.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying he went on to kill other people's gods.
Yeah, or like he grew as a person or something, I don't remember. I need to replay God of War 4, because it was just like the original trilogy was just like, you know, speaking of revenge tragedy.
Yeah.
Him murdering all of the Greek gods, and he was like, well, they're all dead, so...
Bridge. You've come this far, but the bridge is...
So I guess I'll leave Greece.
What do you do?
And fuck up some other people. Oh my god, big head. Also, the subtitle saying, like, being misspelled, saying, you've owned this far, Senua.
I love to own this far. Okay, that's done.
Oh my god! It looks like the mask from the magic mirror in Shrek! Who's the fairest of them all?
Focus. Oh yeah, focus isn't right. It's
As in the game
it's
mechanic.
in the game mechanic.
Where are we? What is this? It's the same.
It's the same, but it's
It's another world.
less garbage.
Less fucking depressing.
Okay, so is the bridge fixed now?
I like it here.
Or...
That one, yeah.
Can we stay? Let's stay here.
Yeah, can we stay?
It's
Like,
a bridge. It's not
I
right. It's
sympathise and everything, but your boyfriend is gone, mate.
Yeah.
Let's cross it.
Yeah, we did across.
I don't really want to go through any more fire trials, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can we accept the
You can.
fallibility of life and the inevitability of death, please?
You need the runes to fight Dillian. You need Dillian.
It's gonna be like, no.
Open the gate. It's locked. Try harder.
Well, I said it before you did, so...
She will.
Try harder.
These head voices make me feel so catty. Because I'm like, no one asked for your fucking opinion.
Yeah. Stop living rent free in my
Tell
head.
This story about the death of Baldr.
You're gonna be an asshole, pay your
It
rent.
begins with dark dreams.
Mia cornflake.
Night after night, Baldr dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Baldr's mother makes everything in the
Yeah,
world.
this rings a bell from
Fire,
God of War
water,
4.
iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her sons. One by one,
Yeah, because there's
they
like a
each make
whole
their vow.
narrative thread
neither
about like
weapons nor wood will injure
fathers
him.
and mothers and
Baldr's
sons
mother boasts.
in God of War
Only
4.
Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Oh yeah, so I spoke to Josh about my whole confusion about Hela being Loki's daughter, and he was like, you really need to stop getting your Norse mythology from the Marvel
From the
Cinematic
Marvel
Universe.
Cinematic Universe, yes. He's not wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so part of me
So
thinks
no.
that you're gonna have to look through the mask again to unlock the doors?
Yeah, possibly.
Perhaps?
I haven't actually tried the one in the middle, have I? So let's...
It said you need a rune for it, but oh yeah, interacting with it might be a good idea.
Yeah. Right, so I need
A wound. Of
thingy.
this.
Yeah.
A like weird angular F.
One of the like super fun nerdy things that I did in like my second year of my English degree was an old English poetry like translation course.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you mentioning about translation.
Yeah, I mean, as a general thing, it was my first experience with like translating poetry, and I found it really fun. But also, like, Old English poetry is like very this kind of vibe, right? It's just like epic poems about like warriors doing. I mean, none of them are really about lady warriors, so fuck that. But yeah, you called it.
Yeah, a lot of it is very much like, I don't know, I feel like medieval poetry sort of bridges that point between oral tradition and literature. So a lot of the stuff from oral tradition is this like big epic tales told in poetry.
Yeah, for sure. And so, you know what's interesting about that is that the reason why any of it is written down as literature is because, yeah, you're right, like the Anglo-Saxons had a completely oral tradition. But through...
It was the church, wasn't it?
Yeah, in that period, it was basically the rise of Christianity and like the monks writing down epic poems that meant that any of them were recorded.
Yeah, once they finished writing down the Bible 700 million times, they were
Yeah.
like, we should write some other stuff.
So that's why a lot of the ones that are recorded, like the epic poems, actually have
Where is he? Where's he gone? Where in the
like Christian connotations.
He's in the dark world.
He's in the dark world.
He's in the dark world, but we need to find that rune.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there's a law stone down there.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further.
Did we break the game?
To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
Into a woman and asked Baldr's mother,
Whoops.
"Is it really true that all things promise to keep us
Can you
safe?
start from the beginning, please?
I did not ask the mistletoe," Baldr's
What?
mother
I
confessed.
did not ask them.
I thought it was too young. Oh dear.
Oh dear is right.
Okay.
Can we...
The
Thank
gods
you.
feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Baldr, striking at him with sword and axe.
I think I found the
It comes to
rune.
no harm, whatever they do. The gods never
The
cease to wonder
window
at this great marvel.
the light is coming in through there.
But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Baldr's mother, "Is it really true that all
So it's
things
either the
promise
light
to keep
coming in
us
or
safe?
you need to go at it from the outside
I
of
did
the
not
building.
ask the mistletoe."
Nice one.
Does that count?
Senua. He cared in a way that nobody else did.
Why isn't he here?
Okay, so now you have
He's gone.
to...
He's in the dark world.
Go back to the dark world.
The dark world.
He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you.
Yeah, alright. These masks also remind me of the, like, laughing, crying theatre masks.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first thing that came to mind for me.
Aside from the Shrek mask.
And then you invoked the name of Shrek.
Darkness. Sorry, this is the voice line. I think it's in Fiona, which makes sense because some of the characters in Fiona are like Norse characters.
What's Fiona?
It's a fighting game.
Excuse me. Shouldn't I be able to come in now? Thank you. A fighting game.
Yeah, that Josh plays. It's like a multiplayer fighting game based in like different historical factions. And one of the characters in it just goes darkness when you're fighting with him, and it's hilarious. Oh god, more brain puzzles.
I don't know what's worse, like running away from a burning, like fire, fighting demons, or having to use my brain.
Yeah, honestly.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Baldr.
Gods are
The
so
blind
mean.
god, Hod,
The gods are literally
Loki
so rude.
asks why he wasn't taking pollen. Hod says, I cannot see where Baldr stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Hod throws the mistletoe at Baldr.
I mean, Loki is the god of mischief,
Pierces through him,
but like
and to
setting
everyone's
someone
horror,
else up for murder, that's
Baldr
quite
is
mischievous.
Yeah, I feel like it takes
This.
mischief
Hod
to
is
another
slain.
level.
Yeah, and
really.
then Hearth gets killed. And also, there's something to be said about that as Hearth being like, I can't take part because I'm blind.
Can you remember what
And then Loki being like, here you go, I'll help you take part, and then him dying
Oh, so he's literally like taking advantage of someone's impairment.
of someone's impairment, because he was like, I'm blind, so I can't see where he stands, and then I also don't have a weapon.
Wow.
So Loki's like, I have a weapon, here you go, I'll tell you where he stands. And then, for killing Baldr, Hearth is slain.
Wow. Loki's an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the vibe here? There are no arches, there are a lot of invisible walls, but clearly some illusion stuff has to happen.
Yeah, can you do a focus on the, like, weird floaty pieces?
Oh yeah, we just have to like align them, right?
I think so. Is that it? That looks like a staircase. Nice. Oh, that was very
Well-
loud in my left ear.
You're cursed too.
Yeah, like, I know I'm cursed, but not, like, in this way. I'm cursed in a I make terrible jokes at inopportune times kind of way.
Like, she may be cursed, but at least she's not cursed.
The
Yeah.
Northmen tell how the gods mourned Baldr. His body was to be burnt on his ship.
I was fully like,
but
wait
they
a
could
minute,
not manage
Dillian
to push
Han.
it into
I
the
gotta
sea
listen to
and
some
sent for
lore.
a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins.
Badass.
She pushes Baldr's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the
This is
rollers
Mum.
burst into flames.
No, this is a giantess that they
When
needed to
Baldr's
push him
wife
into
sees
the
his
sea.
body
Yeah.
carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief. And she
Jesus
dies.
Christ!
I'm just thinking about her
Put
heart
next to
fully
her husband,
exploding.
and the pile
My
is lit,
implant.
sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
Hey, out the gods, don't do necromancy. You should know not to do that, you're gods.
The gods are fucking dickheads, man. They're always like, what if we just fuck with everyone and don't try
Don't follow
to...
our own rules of nature.
Yeah.
Years had passed since she left
Up
her
M,
She trained hard.
something else. I've
alongside
forgotten
her
the third
friend.
one. R,
Oh,
maybe.
sorry.
Oh, there's a mask now. Oh, it's S.
She saw things no one else could.
When you had the chance,
Patterns,
why didn't you
shapes,
use it? This love has tortured you, and it tortures me.
an intuition that made her an exceptional warrior.
Yeah, see? Benefits of being
Friendship turned to
neurodivergent
love.
or mentally ill is that you see the world in a different
The
way.
shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between.
Yeah,
two
I
worlds.
do agree with that in a way that I don't want to feed into the, like,
Disabled exceptionalism.
yeah.
A future.
Like, I think that seeing in the world in a different way from a lot of people can be a really good thing.
Yeah, but it also doesn't negate the negative impacts and the need for reasonable adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, right, that the problem is, you know, as always going back to the social model of disability and stuff, that, like, people have always had different bodies and experienced the world in different ways because of like having different minds, right?
Yeah.
The issue is just that we live in a world that disables people because it's not designed for them to be able to like survive with their impairments.
Yeah, it's designed for one type of mind.
Yeah, just a quick interlude of that for, you know, people who haven't heard us talk about this before. Like, we intentionally kind of try and separate the terms disability and impairment because of the social model of disability. So the fundamental difference in that is that your impairment is like, you know, everyone has impairments. Like, we're visually impaired.
Yeah.
That's why we wear glasses, right? But because we have access to something glasses which allow us to navigate the world, it's not like we are not disabled by our visual impairment.
No.
I mean, there is nuance to that of glasses are expensive.
Yeah.
So there are people who are visually impaired who are disabled by the world because they can't pay for glasses, right?
Especially if they have like a really strong prescription and so need to pay for like lens thinning and like more regular appointments, because opticians' appointments become, you have to pay for them past a certain age.
Yeah. Like, what was I gonna say? So I guess for me and probably similarly for you, it's like my visual impairment doesn't disable me because I can access glasses.
Yeah,
Fine.
and it's, for me in particular, I can move through life without my glasses. I did for several years, not knowing that I had a visual impairment. It's not like severe enough for it to impact my daily life, which is also part of the like Equality Act's definition of disability, is that it like affects your daily life. Yeah.
I mean, I still like don't think that people should have to pay for glasses.
Oh no.
But yeah, and the contrast is that for me, I consider like my mental illness, like my borderline personality disorder or like my anxiety or whatever, disabilities, like those impairments disable me because, or like the world that we live in disables me based on those impairments. That's a more accurate way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because the onus is always that like your impairment isn't what disables you. The world and the way that it's designed is what disables you. And, you know, capitalism isn't designed for, you know, people with mental illnesses to survive, right? So I have a lot of trouble with, for example, like my job is very dependent on like kind of political public persona, like engagement thing, and that's something that I really struggle with because of anxiety. What I kind of like sometimes in this lockdown feel like is a growing agoraphobia and my borderline personality, because I have these really like insane mood swings sometimes where, you know, I can commit to something and be like, yeah, I feel fine to do that, but if I'm having a bad day and I'm feeling really mental on that day, then I might not be able to do it anymore. I'm lucky in that having flexible working hours in a workplace that's like quite understanding about those things has meant that I've been able to navigate it. But like, because of my mental health issues, I really struggle with jobs that don't have flexible hours, for example.
Yeah. Similarly here, my ADHD means that the sort of 9 to 5 work structure doesn't necessarily always work for me, and it's not that routine doesn't work, because I love routine. Routine is actually one of my coping mechanisms for my depression. But it's that sometimes I will want to sit and work on a thing, hyper-focus on a thing for 3 hours without any breaks. And sometimes I will have to flip from thing to thing to thing every 20 minutes. And when you've got scheduled meetings and specific working hours, sometimes that just doesn't work. Like, I can't hyper-focus on a specific project for 3 hours if I've got a Zoom meeting, like, halfway through it. And then that interrupts my workflow and disables me. And then there's also just, like, being able to read things off screens well, without screen reading technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm working on getting that.
So, it comes to the fact that, like, there isn't anything, like, wrong with people like us or, like, people like Senua. We just, like, have different ways of experiencing the world, but the world that we live in is disables us because it's not designed for us to like survive in.
Yeah, and then
Comfortably.
even when those things do exist, like technologies and frames of working, there will be, like, within capitalism, those are discouraged either because, like, they are, you know, not conducive to the business model or whatever, or the therapy or the equipment that you need is too expensive.
Yeah.
And it's not seen as a priority in the budget, especially during COVID when budgets have been cut quite significantly, especially in students' union sector, which is where I work, because a lot of our, like, money comes from commercial, and all of our commercial outlets have been closed. So budgets are a thing, and so stuff that gets cut is often stuff that helps people to continue to work in the way that they need to.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna listen to the snippet and try and remember.
Overcome with grief,
Press F to pay
God
respects.
sent Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Baldr return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Baldr stays with
Ready
me.
for Loki to fuck this up again.
Gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Baldr. Weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Baldr was never my friend, she says. Let hell keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
Loki said fuck gender.
Loki
but
truly
also,
did.
Also, he said fuck disabled people. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what I was going to say as well is that, like, in our society, a lot of the time, like, because of capitalism, right, for sure, the emphasis on, you know, like, reasonable adjustments or whatever is not, like, enabling. I guess, you know, the opposite of disabling is enabling.
Yeah.
Enabling, like, an impaired person to participate in, like, life and stuff, but it's about curing the impairment, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, there's something wrong with you and that needs to be cured, and it's like, no, there's something very wrong with the world that we live in, and that's what needs to change.
Yeah. Can you open the door over there?
That one.
Oh, the one at the end of the corridor. Actually, there was a... I mean, it might just be part of the scenery, but
This one.
that one or the one at the other corridor.
Let's give it a try.
Or do they all open into, like... Huh.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, I feel like there are definitely people who know more about disability politics, but that's why I very intentionally try and make you, like, clear the difference between impairment and
Yeah.
disability.
Okay, so that's only accessible from the other side. However, this means that we can open doors, which means we can get onto the outside and see the S shape from the right side.
I think I already did the thing. I'm not sure though.
The way he touched
But see, why is my memory like this?
Can we get onto it? Can you access
Open this
that
one,
gate?
open this one. Let's give it a go.
This is the same outside where you were.
Mhm.
But if you can go through that gate and, like, go around, then there's another bridge. Yeah, so if you can like get onto that balcony.
Yeah, herein
Okay.
lies the problem. So potentially it's time for the dark world.
For the darkness.
Yeah, so with regards to this game, there's nothing wrong with Senua. Like, you know, is living with certain mental impairments, like, really trying? Yeah, but I don't think it would be as bad for her if, like, if her father and, like, her community hadn't treated her this way.
Yeah.
Like, then...
For sure. It probably exacerbated it.
Yeah, I mean...
Nobody will love her now.
Can you remember what
If...
it feels like?
Look what happens to the things she
Because, like, think about the things that the voices in her head are saying. They are things that people like her father and the people in her community probably said to her, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So even if she was having auditory hallucinations, if she didn't live in like a disableist context, then it would probably be a lot less shitty for her.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance. Why didn't
Where's
you
the
listen
M?
to him? This love has tortured you, and it tortures me.
Oh, that's creepy.
DeLeon. He over there.
Yeah. Sure.
Where's the M?
Sure. Yeah, we get it. Darkness. Spooky.
It must be out that way, right?
Yeah, let's...
You've killed him with
Oh.
your love.
Oh.
Oh.
Have no time for this. Speed up.
Okay.
Okay, so then we go round through that door. And then the gate should be open now because of the dark. Yeah, so if you go through the gate
Ah, sick.
and then push the bridge down and then go back into the light world, then you should have access to the S, I think.
Mm.
God, this is complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Smack.
it is tiring me out because I have like one brain cell, but we move. I love like simultaneously being like big brain, intellectual, and also the dumbest
Also,
bitch
like,
I know.
puzzle. Can't do puzzle, please.
No, can say pretentious shit about video game. Cannot.
Cannot puzzle. Oh, another lost stone.
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldr's death. They captured him and took him to a cave.
I read cave as
They
cake.
fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a
Well,
wolf,
that's not a
and he
punishment.
ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own
Story just
son's
ends with them all having
entrails
a
to tie
party
him down and turned these
in a
bonds
cave.
to iron
Ugh.
and dangled a
cake.
poisonous serpent over his face so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say
Now
that
it's
was the
another
cause of
myth that
earthquakes.
explains a natural
A
occurrence.
reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
Thank you, Drew.
Cool.
We managed to get all the lore stones in this quest.
Now I just need to find that fucking arrow.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it could be.
Maybe it's downstairs somewhere? How do we even get downstairs? Oh, I think there's, if you cross over the bridge, the other one, the one that already exists. I think the stairs are to your left here. Stairs? Yeah. Arrow might be down here somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Nice.
Is it right there?
He's the reason she's alive at
That's
all.
it, I think.
Okay.
Well, it's
so-
definitely...
Oh, yeah, I think you're on the right track.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah,
lining
yeah.
up that piece of wood.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That should work. Love it.
Yay.
Whoever, like, if anyone is watching this that actually, like, knows what the runes are called.
Yeah.
They're watching us be like, arrow, M, S.
Wonky F.
Nothing.
I love how angry she is all the time. She
Yeah.
deserves to be.
Yeah, definitely. Dillian!
It wouldn't be first time.
Cross the break.
Do a balancey thing.
Cutscene.
Well, you could do with meeting me in the
Yeah.
middle, like meet me halfway. Honestly, just expect women to do all the labour, you know.
Much cared for the underworld, and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbel. I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillion's arms.
Now, obviously, blindness is
To
metaphor,
see
it's
the
not.
world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Interesting that her father is a religious figure,
You're going to
and that's why he's like, all the gods act through me.
She's strong.
Yeah, and Dillian's father, the chieftain,
Praise the sun!
was supposed to be like a counterpoint to that of like not believing in anything.
Yeah,
Like,
atheist, logical man.
wow, rude.
Dillian. We spent so long looking for stupid shapes for you,
Honestly.
and you fall off a bridge.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness.
I think that's the first time
Cannot
I've
see
seen
through
his
your
face.
eyes.
I think so, yeah.
No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight?
No?
Could you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I believe the final trial is the
I
blindness
lived for the
trial.
wilds to protect you from my darkness.
We're gonna have to discourse about
Because I
that.
love you.
But
But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
that was sweet and everything, but I couldn't stop thinking about how he just looked like a dude, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a Celt. But you just look like some guy I ran into at Tesco.
Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts.
Ew.
They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside.
What you on about?
To kill you.
Here's the...
As
Fish?
Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried
Looks
alive,
like a fish.
Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall.
Oh yeah, they were being
King
buried alive.
burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she
Oh, I forgot
has
about the
set
incest
him
plotline.
to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks
Oh,
back
shit.
into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price
She's
to
not
pay.
on a revenge quest, is she? She's on a...
She's on a save my boy quest.
Yeah, she's on a, transport his soul to a better place.
It's a payload mission.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a like, delivery... Senua's delivery service. Hey! Okay, I can see one going.
Access?
Can I... Again, I should just be able to walk over that.
Yeah. Access denied. Are there any gates that we should be aware of?
I think we can... Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can't cheese it. Oh, okay, so we have to go all the way around?
I hate that. Excuse me?
That was a large hitbox for a, like, piece of wood.
Yeah. The invisible walls in the game are pretty...
They're frustrating, but at least they kind of railroad you towards the right point. In a
'Cause
very
nothing else
clumsy
will.
way.
Yeah, I see a faint glowy.
This is the light. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next. On screen, you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay.
If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.